I recently went to Ghana. I chose to go to Ghana because I wanted to understand the country. Now, I wanted to experience Ghana to understand its people, the culture, and key highlights in this entire trip for me was an encounter we had with a police officer in Ghana. There was an encounter between myself and my boy Kwame we had with the Ghanaian police officer in Ghana.
This Nigerian man came to Ghana for the very first time and shared his experience he had with Ghanaians and Ghanaians police service. Please, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to the channel. If you're new here, you are highly welcome. Please do not make it your last by subscribing.
How that police officer treated us while we were there. So as soon as I got into the country, the moment I arrived in Ghana, I can tell you that the Ghanaian people are hospitable. I can tell you that the Ghanaian people are like Nigerians. They're very hospitable as it relates to how they treat foreigners. I can tell you that when I went there, I was immediately embraced. I was met at the airport by my boy, Kwame, who was the person who showed me around. He's a Ghanaian, and he was the one that really kind of helped me understand and experience the entire country. I experienced everything from their food. I had banku. I had fufu. Fufu was going to be the death of me. Oh my goodness. If I didn't have this fufu, they weren't going to let me leave the country. I mean, it was one thing that almost everybody, have you had fufu? Have you had fufu? And fufu is not my thing. You heard me? It's not my thing. I didn't really eat it when I was growing up in Nigeria. It's not my thing, but everyone, even with the Nigerians I met in Ghana, they were asking me, have you had Ghanaian fufu? So I knew that this was going to be the death of me, that I needed to have this. Otherwise, these guys weren't going to let me leave the country or let me be at peace. So I had the Ghanaian fufu, and it was a great experience. It tastes really good. It's different from Nigeria, but it really tastes really good. We went to the beaches in Ghana. Oh, my God. These guys, let me tell you about Ghanaians. Let me tell you about Ghanaians real quickly. You haven't partied until you party with a Ghanaian. I'm going to repeat that one again. You have not partied until you party with the Ghanaians. Ghanaians party hard. See, I've experienced partying in Nigeria. And Nigerians party hard too. But my goodness, the experience in Ghana was a sunrise or sunset partying. These people are crazy. The moment I landed in Ghana, that's one of the things I will tell you about Ghanaian people, is that they are very welcoming. It is not a farce. When you hear that Ghanaians are very welcoming, I felt it. It was one of the key things I was looking forward to seeing if I was going to feel like home. And the moment I left I got off that plane. When we were taxiing, before we even taxied and we landed in Accra, and I got off that plane, I felt it right at the airport. It felt great. And I experienced that too when I go to Nigeria, by the way. It's an African connection. Let me help you understand this. If you haven't been to Africa and you're looking forward to going to Africa, one of the key things you're going to feel the moment you get to Africa, right? You're going to feel this embrace that you're home. You're going to feel it. It's a spiritual feeling, right? And it's going to be your ancestors connecting with your spirit man or spirit woman, that you're home. You're where you are meant to be. And I felt it. And on top of the fact that the Ghanaians are very, 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 very welcoming. And so that was great to see. Now, one thing they wanted to get me to do was to try the mango juice. Now, let me help you understand this. If you've not been to Ghana, do not, I repeat, do not try the mango juice, because it'll be a memorable thing that you'll want to soon forget. I want you to take a look at this clip of what your life will look like if you do try the mango juice. Take a look at this.
Bro, it's the grandmother who produced this mango.
His grandmother?
Yeah, let's talk about grandmother.
Okay, so explain that thing again.
Okay, so this is mango fruit blended with a little bit.
That was a fun moment. But I'm telling you, that's to see the reaction that that juice does to you. Boy, I tell you, you don't want to try that. So that was a fun moment there. And there were great moments like that I had in the country. Now, with all that fun moment, it was time to get down to business. I wanted to understand key things. And so we got into conversations, which I'm about to play for you all right now, as it relates to a number of topics. So one of the key things I wanted to understand right off the bat was, do you like Nigerians? See, we have this laugh and it's all fun and good. But how do you all feel about Nigerians in your country or Nigerians as a whole? I want you to take a look at these exchange where it also got testy at some point. I want you to hear from Ghanaians how they felt about Nigerians when I asked the direct question, do you like Nigerians? Yes or no? Take a look at this.
So tell me about the relationship between Ghanaians and Nigerians. Where is that animosity coming from? Because I interviewed your brother, right? And he told me, I don't want to tell you so that way I don't taint whatever you're going to say. So tell me for real, where is that animosity coming from the Ghanaians' perspective? Ghanaians and Nigerians.
He said you should ask me, but it's like the Nigerian girls, I don't know, I've dated only one.
I'm talking about Nigerian girls now. I'm talking about Nigerians and Ghanaians in general.
The ladies. No, everyone. Oh, everyone.
Everyone. Men, women. Like when the Ghanaian thinks about the Nigerian, and you have those animosity and those fights that we're having.
Everywhere.
Where did it come from? So the animosity, because I asked him, I thought the animosity was coming from the Ghana must go thing. You know, like the whole thing that happened back in the days in 1983 when Nigeria kicked Ghana out.
Yeah.
But he's saying that no, it's because of the business dealing. Is that where you think the root of the animosity of what we're seeing on the internet between Ghana and Nigeria coming from?
Throughout my time there, how they feel about Nigerians. Ghanaians love Nigerians. Love Nigerians. You're hearing them tell you that if Nigerians, they are more likely to get help from Nigerians than even from their own people. That encounter that we had with Ghanaian police officers, how they treated me and treated him in Ghana, we're going to highlight that. And then lastly, I'm going to tell you my overall feeling about Ghanaians. But let me talk about the conversation you just heard real quickly. It's a known thing that Nigerians are very loving people. I've said it on this platform many times. Nigerians are loved everywhere. It's a shame that Nigerians get such a bad reputation. I think a lot of it has to do with Nigerian being one of the largest, if not the largest demographic in Africa as it relates to population. Nigeria was the one country, and the first country, I would say, that many countries outside of Africa got to know about Africans. Nigerians are all over the place. So it's easy for many people to paint Nigerians bad, even when it might not be a Nigerian doing a lot of the things that they see. I've often talked about and have reported where there were crimes committed in other countries. And those individuals lied and said they were Nigerians when they were not Nigerians. They were from other African countries. And it was later found out they were from other African countries and not Nigerians. But they used the identity as Nigerians. So you find a lot of these things happening, which destroys the reputation of Nigerians. Now, let me also say this. Even while Ghanaians on that clip were talking to you and telling you how Nigerians are more likely to help them than their own people, my experience in Ghana while I was there is that Ghanaians are loving and kind people. Not to take away from the experience that they have, and I'm sure that their consensus is true in terms of Nigerians are more likely to help. However, I experienced a level of hospitality from Ghanaians that I would tell you was refreshing to see. I experienced a kinship, a brotherly love, and a willingness to help you from Ghanaians while I was there. Now, I'm not going to take away from the experience, and I'm sure that I am not the only one who feels this way. I am not the only one who thinks Ghanaians are loving people, are kind people, generous people who love Africans and their own country. But I don't want the messaging to be lost in that. For anyone to leave this video, right, to think that Ghanaians are not likely to help themselves. No, Ghanaians help themselves and they love them. The Ghanaians are drawn to each other. They love their music. They love their creativity. They love their own culture. They love their country. And that's what I felt and experience in Ghana.
You can tell that this man really have a wonderful time here in Ghana, and how Ghanaians are so welcoming and the way they treat him and the Ghanaian police service. One thing I love so much about Ghanaians is the fact that Ghanaians love their country so much. I have never seen any African country so far that love their country the way Ghanaians do. Because even the ones that are not in Ghana, they want to know what is going on in their country. They always want to be going on the internet to search what is going on in their country. Ghanaians love their country so much. They don't joke with their country. And you can see this man. He also talking about the relationship between Ghanaians and Nigeria. That is why he even came to Ghana to see the relationship between Ghanaians and Nigerians. And you can see Ghanaians also talk good about Nigeria. They love Nigerians. I used to say this in some of my videos. When it comes to Ghana and Nigeria, our relationship is so strong. The bond between these both countries is so strong. Yes, despite the fact that sometimes you see on social media we are all fighting, oh, jollof rice, oh, which country is better than which, and all those things. But even at that, the relationship between Ghanaians and Nigerians is really, really strong. You can even tell for the celebration that happened in Ghana on the 7th when they swore a new president. You can see the amount of Nigerians, politicians, and Nigerians leaders who came all the way from Nigeria to celebrate with their brothers in Ghana here. That will not happen in any other country. You will not see that amount of Nigerians leaders will leave Nigerians just to celebrate in other African countries. But when it comes to Ghana and Nigeria, the different, I don't know, we don't share border, but I don't know how we're able to create that bond. Despite what have happened in the past, was not able to stop us. We are still together, we still love ourselves, and the unity is still there. So this man have really enjoyed his days and a wonderful time here in Ghana. So please, at this point, if you have not liked the video, do me well by liking the video, okay? And also forget to also comment your thought below of what you also think of the video. Share with a friend who would like to watch the video with you. And please do not forget to also subscribe to the channel and turn your notification bell so whenever I upload a new video, you're not going to miss out on my amazing content, okay? And I will see you in my next video. Bye for now and stay blessed.